My name is Sochidanga James Jr., known as Ssewa Ssewa. I am a world and folk music artist from Uganda. I come from a music family, so music is my life. I'm a world musician, folk. I do folk music, roots, traditional kind of music, music that comes from Uganda, because that's where I come from. So I focus more on Ugandan music. I listen a lot to folk music from around the world, different folk artists, because traditional and culture is something I take very serious. So that's the kind of music I listen to. Well, this instrument here is called Janzi, an invention by me. It's a 22-string instrument, 2 scales, 11 strings on the left, 11 strings on the right. It's the first one of its kind from Uganda. So it's a new instrument for Ugandans and to the world as well, to learn and try to play. It's a new invention, an addition to the music industry in Uganda, Africa, and across the world. Well, what inspired me was more of bringing more value to Ugandan traditional folk, cultural music, that I felt the responsibility to bring it more to the world, so the world knows what kind of music, what kind of instrument. So I invented this instrument with the help of the other instruments, because I'm trying to innovate these other instruments so we can bring all together and show the world we have these kind of instruments. Like when we look at the West Africans, we see so many instruments come from West Africa, and this is not happening in East Africa. We don't have much of a recognition, which we still have to seek for and figure out ways of achieving that. So I thought creating something new, creates more curiosity of what is this, and then finding out what this instrument is. There's room, for introducing the adungu, the akogo, the ndingidi, the ndongo, and the drums, xylophones, name it all. And as we bring them all to the world, because it's a challenge when we travel across the world, and so many people know certain parts of Africa, like West Africa, it's known all over, but especially when you talk about music. But when you talk about East Africa, the only thing people know about us is more of politics, such things. But we have interesting things like music as well, and innovative minds. And there's so many people, not just me, but there are so many people who have such innovative and inventive minds that need to be brought, close to the table, and they can share with the world. Challenges at first is acceptance is as number one, because we can't all succeed doing the same kind of music. We all have different beliefs, and when I talk about folk music or world music, you find that it's a lesser number in Uganda that understand what I'm talking about. And people will have to ask you, what is folk? What is world? What is traditional? What is roots music? So it's a challenge. People are not that much. We've had a problem of people accepting where they come from and what they should be, rather than following what the media, what the world has brought to us. And that's what is working here, because that's the reason why we don't have an identity in Uganda when it comes to music. Because if you go on professional platforms like iTunes, all we have to use is Afrikaans as the category of music. But we don't have any category of music from Uganda. You wouldn't describe it, because you don't know what kind of music we do. And I think it's one of the things that I have to work on with a few people that are interested in trying to go that mileage to make it work and introduce the kind of music that comes from Uganda and how it sounds like. Scary. I was playing congas, and I lost a skin on one of my congas. So that I didn't have any other option. I, playing one conga, and you're used to playing two because I play three, used to playing two, three, and then you lose one, and one is the most important conga, which is the middle one, because every rhythm that you play starts from that, and you lose that. That's scary because then you start to figure out how you're going to handle the rest of the gig when you're playing. I have an album down in Uganda. It's out, but I have more songs already out on iTunes, on Spotify. So there's a lot of music and more music coming. My fans can find music on my Spotify as you just Google Ssewa Ssewa or the album Down in Uganda, and you have it all. You have all the music. Well, the only advice I would give to the young artists is stay original, because the world is looking for who you are, not what you copy from them, because they already know. So I would tell them, I'm not saying play an akogo or play a drum. Play a guitar, but have an identity. Play a saxophone, have an identity, whereby someone does not need to see you to identify who you are. Just by listening, they know this is this. My name is Ssewa Ssewa, Ssewa Chiranga James. And right about now, we're going to studio and we're going to do a live session for you guys. Hope you enjoy. Hi, this is my session, Ssewa Ssewa. This is Michael, Sublime on guitar, Pages, the shakers and the vocals, Jose Sax on the saxophone, Okia Timothy, the sound engineer, the producer, the man himself. Enjoy.